A month after a devastating tornado, rebuilding continues in Sulphur. Authorities gear up for enforcement of Oklahoma's new immigration law, and the Sooners secure a victory, advancing to the softball championship finals. This is the KGOU AM News Brief for Wednesday, June 5th. I'm Mick Daniels. Sulphur is starting to rebuild a month after a tornado leveled much of the historic downtown. OPMX's Kate Kelly toured the damage with representatives of FEMA, a member of President Biden's cabinet, and Sulphur City Manager Andy Freeman.
A lot of people trapped under cellars. The trees fell on.
Yeah, on top of the doors.
At the end of April, a tornado tore through the city of Sulphur, leaving 1 dead and more than 200 buildings damaged. Tom Davila co-owns Auto Trim Design and Signs in downtown Sulphur. His business is still standing, but it was seriously damaged. He estimates it will cost around $60,000 to repair. Davila and his family are currently rebuilding with their own funds, but are seeking assistance from the Small Business Administration, or SBA, as well.
These things are just things. We want to get them back as best we can. With the help of friends and the SBA and other loan agencies, I think we can do that.
FEMA and the SBA have a message for Sulphur residents. Don't wait, apply for help now. In Sulphur, I'm Kate Kelly.
Local law enforcement officers are preparing for the implementation of Oklahoma's new immigration law. As State Capitol reporter Lionel Ramos reports, Oklahoma County Sheriff Tommy Johnson says his office will enforce House Bill 4156, which criminalizes anyone in the state without legal immigration status.
Sheriff Johnson says his deputies will not be seeking to arrest individuals solely for committing Oklahoma's new immigration crime, known as impermissible occupation.
We are going to enforce the law. And while enforcing the law and during an investigation process, once a crime has been committed, if it has been, deemed and observed that this person who committed the crime is an illegal immigrant, then we will take action.
But that's nothing new, Johnson says.
We were always doing that. We were always complying with our federal partners.
What's new is jailing people locally for breaking a state crime that's based on a federal law. That's not something that's happening, but that we can expect starting next month as the new law takes effect. I'm Lionel Ramos.
A vision for locating the tallest building in the United States in downtown Oklahoma City is moving forward. OPMX's Robbie Korth reports the Oklahoma City Council removed all height restrictions for the Bricktown property development during their meeting yesterday.
City Councilwoman Nikki Nice says she's excited about the prospect of the nation's largest building in Oklahoma City.
Sky's the limit. No pun intended.
Development plans call for the building to be 1,907 feet tall, almost double the height of OKC's Devon Tower.
And I know some folks are a little nervous to see how this could be built, but other than that, I've heard most people say they're okay with this and want to see it.
The project's architects say the plan is to ultimately build the massive tower after an initial phase of 3 smaller ones. If all goes according to plan, construction of the tallest building would begin in a few years and be ready for occupancy in about 5. In Oklahoma City, I'm Robbie Korth.
In sports, the Oklahoma Sooners are still in the hunt for the national title in softball following a thrilling 6-5 win over the Florida Gators yesterday. OPMX's Ryan LaCroix reports Jada Coleman sealed the win with a walk-off home run in extra innings.
The Sooners fell behind the Gators early in the game, but battled back to even the score at 5 apiece in the bottom of the 6th. 2 innings later, Coleman launched one over the fence.
Coleman, deep fly ball, back to the wall, and Jada Coleman hits it out. The opposite field, walk-off home run for the Sooners.
Oklahoma will seek a 4-peat against the top-seeded Texas Longhorns in the championship finals. Texas won the regular season series against OU 2-1, but that series was a tight one, with both Longhorn wins coming by just 1 run apiece. The best-of-3 series starts this evening at 7 on ESPN. In Oklahoma City, I'm Ryan LaCroix.
You'll find more news at our website, kgou.org, and on the KGOU PM News Brief podcast.
I'm Rachel Martin. You probably know how interview podcasts with famous people usually go. There's a host, a guest, and a light Q&A. But on Wildcard, we have ripped up the typical script. It's a new podcast from NPR where I invite actors, artists, and comedians to play a game using a special deck of cards to talk about some of life's biggest questions. Listen to Wildcard wherever you get your podcasts, only from NPR.